What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. KG is back for the quickest transfer update in regards to Charlie Criswell, who we thought was done and dusted, but it seems that there's a further twist in the tail. I also want to just ask you guys a question about Glen Kamara. Obviously, I spoke earlier on the stream about Glen Kamara with interest from League One, but I'm going to I'll put a question to you guys. Before I do, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, drop your comments below. Thank you to Colin, who's become a member of the channel. If you want to become a member of the channel, the link is in the description, and it really does help out the channel. I should have done this before. Let me just look who's left super chat, super thanks. Oh, where's the prep? Where's the prep? Amateur hour. William Morrison, Arinda, Malcolm Patrick, and Carl Brown. Thank you so much for the super thanks on the previous video, which was the Joe Roden Archie Gray one. This isn't going to be Archie Gray Joe Roden talk here. We're going to leave that for a live stream. We're going to do that all together. This is just to get the latest news off in regards to Charlie Criswell, because somebody did actually ask me about that earlier, and I said that the medical was due to be done, and it will be done this week. Well, twist in the tail, because Charlie Criswell's deal to Toulouse is off. Deal and medical all okay, but it appears personal terms could not be agreed. And Baron Cross just follows up here. Charlie Criswell pulled the plug on the deal. He will return to Thorpe Arch for pre-season, but as I would expect as well, would expect others to bid for him. So you can imagine with now that, I mean, that it was a deal worth 3.8 million, which was, you know, I said this on yesterday's stream, but I think it kind of got lost in all of the Archie Gray chatter. But 3.8 million is criminal. You know, we've spoken about the Archie Gray fee, and please don't do it on this one. We'll do it on the previous video I've done today, or do it on the future one when we formally announce Archie Gray gone and Joe Roden in. But in comparison to that fee for Archie Gray, 3.8 for Charlie is terrible mismanagement by Daniel Farker himself for not playing him, for all the issues that have come up between them. It's not just a one-way street, it's both of them. But Charlie Criswell, with all intents, signed a new contract at the start of last season, had the number 5 shirt, was ready to go. Obviously, it was tough for him to get in because Strauch and Rodon was just so good together. But then there were opportunities for Charlie to come into the team, and we all know when they were. They had that big old bust up, and look how that relationship has soured to the point where we're selling England under 21 international with 3 years left on his deal for less than £4 million, people. And I will say it, I said it on the other video, but I'll say it again. It would not surprise me if he was to move to Toulouse, have a great year, and then somebody from the Premier League or elsewhere bids like 15 to 20 for him. You can easily see that happening with Charlie Criswell. Now, what does this mean? It means he's back. It doesn't mean for me, though, that he's going to stay. I feel that he's probably had a word. Maybe his agent, his dad, has said that there's other options available or incoming now that, you know, we're in July. Maybe there's better options that he feels are more suitable for him. And hopefully, people, what I would hope, look, I hope that the fee's higher than 3.8, because I feel that we should be getting more for that. I just don't see any other club who has a talent like this, who has been successful at international level, as seen in the thumbnail, go for less than 4 million. But it's our own fault. We can't say to a club, say we feel he's worth 7 or 8 or 10 million. There's not much negotiation there, because they'll say, well, how? You know, how? And this isn't the same as Villa selling a youngster to Chelsea who no one had ever heard of, really. It's completely different. Please don't, confuse the two. We just won't have a very strong hand. And plus, the relationship with Farker and Cresswell is obviously strained, to put it lightly. So we'll wait and see what happens with Charlie Criswell. But as is this point, the deal with Toulouse is off. Next one. This was sprung on me in the live stream, and shout out to subscriber Bobby who brought it up. I never even saw this before he brought this up, and we were reading through it together. But Rennes in France in Ligue 1 are interested in Glen Kamara. Obviously, we signed Glen Kamara for 5 million from Rangers last season, but he's apparently had long-term interest from Rennes. Even before we signed him. And Rennes are obviously they're about to lose, my boy, my star boy Enzo Lefebvre. He looks like he's going to be going to Roma. They've lost another player out on loan, so they're looking to get in a midfielder. My question to you guys is, we know that we need to reshape this team. We know what an area of weakness for us, well, one of them was our midfield. It was solid. That's fair to say, but there was no creativity. There was no goals. There was no. I mean, was there an assist? Who knows? But there were no goals in that midfield. Now, with Ampadu being here, we're going to have Roden in there next to Stroud. That's got to be our first choice partnership, and maybe we recruit some backup centre backs to complement those guys. But Ampadu for me is our starting defensive midfielder. It's not, it goes without saying. And if Gruev is still here, he's still in the conversation, which to me makes Glen Kamara the expendable one because if this isn't a case as well where people keep saying, "Oh, we've already sold Archie. How can we sell another midfielder?" Guys, we're going to bring in players. Okay, so just work on that basis. And if listen, if we sell Gray and we sell Kamara and no other midfielder comes in, feel free to come back at me at the end of the transfer window and say, "What were you waffling on about?" And that's fair. But we will replace them. But I just feel with Glen Kamara that there is better out there in terms of a more complete midfielder, even just adding something to the bow of the midfielder, as in he can take a set piece. No, with Glen Kamara, we know he's a good pressing from the front, good high pressing, but is that enough? You know, there's only so many times that you can do that, or the little ball round the side. There's been times where he's been in absolutely brilliant positions to shoot, and we know that this guy is not going to shoot. And that's not just it with Glen Kamara. We know what he is, but we have too many of those profiles at the football club. So for me, the 5 million that we paid, if Ren get anywhere near 10 or 12 million, I think it's a slam dunk to sell. And if the 49ers, if the way that they've negotiated so far, if they can get more than that, especially as we're hearing with Melier, they want over 20 for him from Marseille. If they're getting numbers near 15 for Kamara, for me, it does it you package him up and you say, thanks for the year, see you later, good luck to you. And you recruit an 8 with a more complete profile. This is the thing though, when we get players, it's like fans don't think that there's any better out there, or no, we can't lose him because he does this well, he does this well. For me, Glen Kamara is fine. I said when he first broke in, he's a silky player. Well, he was when he first broke in, but he fell out of his form went off the boil. You know, he lost his place for a bit as well, was coming back in here and there. And I just feel that we can get an upgrade on him. If we are to lose Gruev, then yeah, I would say keep Kamara because I think Gruev is going to go for those high numbers. But if we're going to choose out the two, I would sell Kamara. But I'm interested to, I mean, I'm asking you guys, would you sell Glen Kamara if Leeds at least double the 5 million paid for him? And the thing is, we are getting a replacement. Okay, so don't say only if we get a replacement. No, it's on the basis that we do replace Glen Kamara. So there's the question I pose to you, guys. That's the update. Please like the video if you haven't already at this point, and I'll see you in the next video which is live, which I'm sure will be the Archie Gray and Joe Roden one, and we'll talk about that together. See you in a bit. Peace out.